All right, we're up. That's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe all of it at once was just too much. And that's what we had going down.
All right, let me know when you're live on Facebook.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Burp, burp, burp.
You like that?
Weird, burp, burp. It's weird the way it cuts out when I make noise.
Oh, because I have it. Yeah, I have you on the mute on that deal.
No, because the way Parsec does. Remember how it was doing that?
Yeah, it just shuts off everything.
Mm-hmm.
At least you'll know it's that and not your mic messing up.
Right.
All right, and I just shared you the thingy up there on the thing.
Okay.
The stuffs and things. Are we what?
We're up on Facebook?
Yeah, it should be up.
Okay.
Should be Dizzle. Dizzle Dozzy, you know? Just shows us up on there. Shows up on there. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. DDG for life. Big Rye. C Dizzle. And no hot dog. We are dogless tonight. What do we do? Sorry guys, we're just high on life right now, having a good time. Two dads who are enthusiastic about gaming, not experts in gaming, enthusiastic keyword. Enjoying a night streaming together.
I can tell you right now, these two guys are the best at liking games. They're not the best game players. They're not the best game analyzers, but they're definitely the best at enjoying and loving games.
Look at you with the big words today. I like it. Not used to that. I'm teasing. Oh, we're looking pretty, bro. Looking pretty. And by pretty, I mean just okay.
I'm ready to bring the Warhammer. You know what I'm saying?
The Warhammer?
The Warhammer.
The Warhammer?
The Warhammer.
The Warhammer. Man, got to watch that Twilight series this weekend. Jeez.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Head's getting ripped off, you know. I'm like, I don't think this is appropriate for our 4-year-old. Well, she's 3 at the time. I don't think. She's like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, the guy just got his head decapitated. And you were worried about me letting her watch Lord of the Rings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I told her it's all fake. I was like, well, I mean, that's what my parents told me when we went and watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and I still felt like Freddy could be real. My parents just didn't know better, you know? That's what I say. Anyway.
You ready?
I'm still sharing, bro.
Better speed this thing up.
I'm having slow internet because we're just taxing my whole system over here. Facebook can't handle it. They're like, geez, you're already over here doing stuff and things.
Now you're trying to do other stuff and things?
Yeah, we're taxed out on stuff and things. Okay, give me just a sec.
Thanks for joining, guys. We're just about to get this live stream going. About to start the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the Xbox release event where they talked about all the games that are coming out. We're going to watch the video and talk about what's going on in that event. What we think about the games, what other games there might be, you know what I'm saying? So we just got some intro music going. I know you love it because I'm loving it. It's getting me all hyped up, all hypey over here. We're about to jump in on the new upcoming games, you know? Why you should get the new Xbox, because what exclusive games are they going to have that's going to draw you in over the PlayStation or PC? We talk about this kind of stuff. We did the PlayStation event. I'll give you a little teaser. I'm not going to give you a teaser. I know I got you. I know I got you out there. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you guys. Just about to get going. Have you guys been following what's going on with the new Xbox X Series? Do you know what games are coming out? If not, stay tuned. You're about to find out.
I'm back, bro. You ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you for, keeping the banter going.
Oh, yeah.
I realized I was wearing a really crappy looking shirt. Probably didn't need to wear that on stream, so went to change into another crappy shirt. It's a little bit cleaner looking.
Nice.
All right, guys, let's do this. Let's do it. This is episode 67 of the DDG.
Nope.
What did I say, 67? I meant
Yep.
Episode 76 of the DDG podcast. Let's get it going right now. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Click Gaming, a freelance esports tournament company based out of Oklahoma. If you're located in the U.S. and need esports services, this is the ultimate gaming company for you. Contact Johnny Weaver at icychiller@att.net. That's icychiller, ICYCHILLER. Tonight on the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
That looks real.
Let me tell you a story about a game named Fable and all the false promises. By the way, Ryan, you're not on the
And now,
Skype.
the Delirious Dads Gaming
You have
Podcast.
disappeared. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Buenos Dias. Welcome to episode 76 of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
He said, Buenos Dias.
Buenos Dias. Didn't know I spoke the Espanol, huh? Puedo y el baño, por favor. Everyone will know I'm asking, may I please go to the restroom?
Mm-hmm.
Or to the bathroom, a.k.a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's,
Urination station.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Clinton Stanley, and I'm here with my good buddy and my co-host, Ryan Maddox.
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
All right. And you'll
Large
notice...
and in charge.
That's right. Hey, you'll notice that tonight, there's something missing about tonight. And, I'm just going to throw it out there. We don't have a Hunt Dog with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Venable is MIA. Now, his excuse is he's in North Carolina at the beach.
It's a pretty good excuse.
There was some thunderstorms rolling in, and this little tiny cloud, looked like a Mario cloud, was rolling in hot, and so he's not able to make it. But I have a theory, Ryan.
Yeah, he should have just stuck with the hey, I'm on the beach in Virginia.
Not going to be there.
So I'm not doing the podcast.
Now, here's my theory. Ready to hear my theory?
Yeah.
This is an Xbox exclusive episode. See, we're covering Xbox Showcase, and Hunter is the PlayStation guy. So I have a hunch that
I get what you're saying.
He just didn't want to mess with it. He's kind of like,
He almost
no.
maybe he would have felt like he was cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheating on a spouse or something like that to come and talk all this Xbox talk.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's all very, very good point, sir.
He didn't want the PlayStation gods to frown upon him.
Mm-hmm. See, now we're getting somewhere. I think we're figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so tonight, guys, we are covering last week's event, which was the Xbox Games Showcase. We had already recorded, or actually, I should say, we were actively recording the day that it came out. So there was just no way we were going to be able to get the podcast out in time and cover that event. So we decided to make this week's episode all about that.
Now, some of you guys may have already watched the event. Some of you have not. But none of you have done the event in style the way we're about to. So
yeah,
sit back, relax,
and
enjoy the banter of dads who think they know more than they do.
Now, what Ryan means by all this, you may be wondering. Tonight we're doing it a little bit different, even for the podcast. This is our first time doing it. So if it's bad, especially our audio listeners out there, if you don't like it, one, blame Hunter. Two, email me at clinton@deliriousdadsgaming.com and let me know, or message us on our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you got to get to us. Let us know. Maybe not Instagram, because that's the picture site, Not really
they
a whole
could
lot
still
of
message just there, though. They could post and be like, hey, you guys sucked for doing that last time.
That's true. And I've talked to people on the old Instagram, but because I'm old, I don't do it very often. So, but tonight we're doing it different. And by different, we mean we're doing a watch along. So we're going to pull up the video. I've got a pre-built video here that we're going to watch, and we're going to have the audio playing, and we're also just going to cover it. I've got we got a list of the games that went out. Some of them Ryan has not seen, some he has. I went ahead and did a watch through last night, and we're just going to give you our first impressions and kind of what we think as the show goes on. So with that said, are you ready, Ryan? You ready to get into this endeavor?
I'm ready, for sure,
right.
for sure.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. First game of the night was the biggest game of the night, which was Halo Infinite. Xbox started off the showcase strong. Let's just stick to our guns. And so here's what we got, peeps.
It says you got to be 18. There's some foul things here.
Yeah, foul. Not like a foul that you would eat either. All bad.
This little intro countdown kind of makes me think of like the countdown before worship starts at church sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have that super intense countdown. I don't know if that's still popular, but...
Now, my first impressions, I felt like PlayStation, for the event overall, did better with their graphics. Their little graphic presentations.
I think no doubt about it. Even the transitions of like the guests that are talking and different things like that, it just kind of felt a little cheesy.
Yeah, little cheese ball. So the first game, as we said, they announced Halo. Now, Ryan, how did you feel about, because I know you've already seen this video, how did you overall feel about the graphics? Because I saw an article where people were not happy with how the game was looking.
I thought that, we'll talk about that more, but I thought the gameplay looked good. That they changed some mechanics that made things look more natural, more smooth compared to your regular Halo, and your actions look better. But the graphics, to me, man, I don't know. They did not look very good. In my opinion,
okay.
In my opinion, they look like the little preview, the CGI or whatever you want to call it. It's all CGI, but the preview that's not of gameplay looks really good. But the actual gameplay, to me, I think it looks like bottom end Xbox One, top end Xbox 360.
Okay.
I mean, something about it to me. Of course, it's Halo, so it's a cartoon style. But you guys got to remember, I like games like Borderlands and things like that. So I do like games that are cel shaded or different kinds of artistic games. But I'm just talking about specifically for this game. I think the graphics just didn't hit the mark that I would expect for a game that's going to as we talked about last week, be their infinite game. It's the game that's going to keep going. It's going to carry multiplayer. It's going to try to compete in this new Call of Duty and Apex Legends market. We don't know for sure they're going to have a battle royale, but they're definitely going to have a continued game that they're going to build on, and they've made that for sure. That's known now. And so I don't know. What's your opinion? Obviously, it sounds like you thought they looked good, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm with you though. The cinematics, and I didn't really catch myself noticing this until I read the article. Probably because I'm not quite as picky as some might be, especially if you're a diehard Halo fan. I thought the cinematics, as you said, looked really good, but I do remember as we watched some of the gameplay last week, I felt like some of the gameplay just looked like old Halo with a reskin in a way.
Yeah, this intro cinematic where he's flying inside the jet, and it's still gameplay kind of, but it's cinematic. It's pretty poor. Like his face and hair and stuff like that is just
Yeah. And I heard them say that there was some issues. I don't know if it was the 4K rendering or what it was, but there was something to do with the fact that 4K versus HD with this, but I'm not really sure 100% because I just seen some of the complaints. But this isn't a finished product. There's still ways to go. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the cinematic, and I think it looks, initially when I first look at it, I'm thinking, oh, it looks really good. But then when you go back and look at it, if you compare it to Call of Duty right now, Call of Duty blows it out of the water as far as skin textures, hair, particles, that kind of thing. I don't know, though. My question here is Halo, does it need to keep its style, though? See, because it's kind of similar into some of the other games that we've talked about in the past, which is it has its own style. So it's like if you make it too realistic, then you start moving away from Halo's art set.
And that's why I was saying early on, I like games that are Borderlands and stuff like that are artistic. And I understand Halo has its own style for sure. But as he's playing this here, I kind of feel like it progressed a little more like, I don't know, Gears of War, maybe. Gears of War's got a little bit more of that cartoon vibe.
Yeah, kind of a clay look to it.
Yeah, and this does too. Halo always has. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like his gun in his hands and stuff like that. That's how I think the whole game should look. Does that make sense? But then they don't. Like when you see the little animals running, and even these guys that he's shooting in the video right now, they look good. The colors are vibrant, but they don't look like his gun in hand. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that smooth, and he's not losing his cartoonist. It's a realistic cartoon thing going on with his gun, but the lighting and the shading and stuff like that is still, it's very Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the buggy that he's getting into, it actually looks sharper than a lot of the other stuff. It's almost like they picked certain things to really dump higher end graphics on, and then some things not. And for me, an important thing to put good graphics in is your enemies.
Yeah.
But to me, in the preview, the enemies kind of looked a little plain for a modern day.
So I kind of wonder, is that because it's not coming out till this holiday, so they still have about 4 months or so before they really need to have it done and out there. So maybe there's some things in this demo that they just haven't polished up to their liking. Right.
Yeah, that's very possible.
And that might be some of the mixed match, responses to it. Overall, though, the gameplay itself, guys, if you're wondering, and you can go check out this video. This is over on, I just searched up the Xbox Game Showcase Livestream, and I went for the 4K 60 FPS official Xbox Game Showcase video there in YouTube. So if you guys want to watch along in the podcast, you can do that as well. But I was just going to say the gameplay itself looks really good. Like
it looks very smooth. The mechanics look really smooth. Transitions of weapons, the way he moved forward, the use of this new grappling hook that we talked about in the last episode. It looks like the style of gameplay looked very smooth and less clunky than Halo usually is. I definitely agree with that. Not that Halo is clunky, but in comparison to some games, it's kind of designed that way. It goes with its artistic style in a way. But they've done a good job of integrating a smoother feel to this.
Yeah. Now, my other thing is, depending on how big the battles are going to be, also makes you wonder too. Did they have to sacrifice some graphics for that? There's some variables there that we don't really know. So I don't know. We'll see what they do, but it can't be all bad.
They did a great job in like the background scenery and stuff like they're showcasing right now.
Yeah.
Where you're looking way off in the distance and you can see the ring curving and that looks beautiful. But I definitely care a lot about the stuff that's up and close and personal too. I want to see how that looks. Yeah.
But yeah, I do like. I noticed he could like climb up on buildings and things, kind of like that Call of Duty Apex thing that you see. I don't know. Do they do that in Fortnite? I don't think they do.
No.
They can just climb up, like they grab a ledge and just pull themselves up.
Right.
And keep going. No. But yeah, overall it looks good. It's just graphics may not be to the liking of some.
Yeah, and they didn't really showcase anything about the multiplayer, which is kind of what a lot of people are really hyped about. It's supposed to be kind of an all-new multiplayer experience, and it's supposed to be coming against some of these other games that are out there that are popular right now in multiplayer. So they said that would come out within the next couple of months, maybe this next month, and we'll see some info on that. I think that I'm definitely interested in because the gameplay, I'm going to forget about my graphics issues real quick. Probably
if you're having fun and moving fast, some of those details aren't going to bug you as much for sure. Yep. Ultimately, you want a good game, a solid, smooth running game over, high max graphics. So. Right.
Yeah. So if it's a really immersive world, which it looks like, and the graphics they're gonna fall on the side for me is most important. They're not going to be there anymore. Definitely, the gameplay is where it's at.
Yeah. So the next game on the list that they showed, we're going to kind of skip through here, guys, because we don't want to spend a ton of time just watching gameplay for the podcast. But you can go back and check that out. Halo Infinite coming out holiday 2020. So guys, be on the lookout for that. Now the next one on our list that they announced was a zombie title, which I was kind of pumped about. Let's see if I can skip over here to that. So the video starts out with you're in the woods. A lady is out camping with her crossbow, post-apocalyptic, surviving, sharpening the old knifey knife,
And the graphics on this already look way better. I mean, I know it's
better than Halo.
Yeah, I know this is supposed to be more realistic of a game,
right?
But Jay just did a great job, even just in the preview of this game, And I was, this is State of Decay 3, right, Clint?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
I didn't get to play State of Decay 1 or 2 because I was out of commission on gaming. I had no internet for years, and so no gaming for me. But I watched this, and I instantly wanted to play the other two.
Yeah.
This preview is really good. It's intriguing. They didn't show you very much, but the graphics on it and the feel of it sucked me right in.
See, I was definitely thinking, we're going to see a zombie, like a human zombie. And when you guys go check this out, it is not a human zombie. And you're about to find out right here. The lady's checking out some blood. So yeah, this is State of Decay 3. It's going to be a zombie survival series, as we said. It's made by Undead Labs. And as we said, it's just a CGI trailer, but the graphics of it look really good. And you'll hear here, she's checking out a deer that's a zombie deer, and it's going to go nuts and try to get her. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, it sucked me right in because she's following this thing. The way she yelled back at whatever creature was on the hill, towards her was cool.
Yeah,
and then also she gets here at the end, and obviously she's thinking it's a wolf or something eating a deer. She's gonna kill it and take the deer or take the animal, and it's a deer eating a wolf. That's what happens there at the end.
Yeah,
if you're listening and not watching, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm in. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good. Now, the next one they showed, I think this is where they do the actual hardware reveal. What you will see today is how Xbox this is what they say about their hardware. Because you were asking me if they did hardware in this show, they did. Right. I'm going to turn this up real quick for us, Ryan, so everybody can.
If I remember right here, he talks about the hardware, but he doesn't really give you specifics.
Is the best way to discover and play, and we want you to be able to experience as many great games as possible. So Game Pass members, you can play every game you see today from your subscription or free to play.
I do like that. All these big games are touting Game Pass members get them all. Which is, if it's on PC, you can do it on PC
delivering
too.
unmatched fidelity, performance.
Yeah, that really pumped me up. I was like,
and
okay.
immersion. And we've
I did see,
designed the most
you know, yeah. So it's all going to be
consistently
PC too.
powerful next
So
generation
it's like, okay,
And we
sweet.
built state-of-the-art platform technology to allow every developer to realize their full vision. One studio that has always pushed the limits of our hardware is Turn 10. And they're early in development on the next Forza Motorsport and Xbox Series X.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he doesn't jump into that right here.
to
No,
their
yeah, I didn't
dream
go into
of
great detail,
unprecedented
but it does show a little bit of the hardware.
with ray tracing and native 4K resolution.
Is this the same game we just talked about maybe a couple weeks ago? We looked at the preview for Forza, was it?
No, no, that wasn't Forza. That
captured
was
completely in
oh, what's that? Motor.
World premiere.
Motor. I just had it in my head. Not Motorola. That's a phone. I'll have to look it up.
If it's not, that makes sense, because when I saw this preview, I thought, whoa, this looks way better than it looked in their last preview. And that last
really?
preview looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But the cars in this, and even in the little, you know, obviously we're not seeing gameplay, but geez, I could watch a movie like the make of this right here. It looks good. You know what I mean?
I think the other one's just Motorsport for PlayStation. I'll double check that though, guys. Don't quote me. Yeah, the graphics look good on this. This is more of like the actual race car game to me.
Right.
Is what Forza is compared to the other where you're driving more street cars and stuff. Whereas this is more of a racer, you know. Like you're doing actual race
I can't remember. I was thinking that we looked at a game that had actual race cars. So I was thinking, but maybe it was just like a Need for Speed type of a game.
Yeah, it was Gran Turismo is what we watched.
Oh, okay.
See, I was totally off. I'm over here. Motorola. No, it's Gran Turismo. So there you go.
They didn't give you much memory. Game, just so you guys know. They showed you, you know, some previews, no gameplay at all. The preview of the game looks great, but you know, what can we say? It's Forza. It's going to look great.
Right. So we'll go on with the next one. Now this is more artsy fartsy for those of you artists out there. It looked interesting. We'll put it that way. They were about the same. You know, I was kind of shocked because I felt like they kind of did similar to what PlayStation did. They had a lot of independent art-looking games in this reveal, which I guess is probably standard when you're coming out with a new console.
Well, I think it's good too because it's kind of showing the variety of what this console is good at doing. This is a completely different style of art.
Yeah. Now, if you're wondering what Everwild is, which is what we're watching right now, it's a Rare offered. Rare is the company that made the game. They offered a quick look into how Everwild is doing, and it's a beautiful looking game set in a magical world where you can play as Eternal and build bonds with nature. While cryptic, the trailer showed off a world where people bring dead animals back to life. That's coming to the Xbox Series X and Windows 10 PC and Xbox Game Pass. So
it's almost like, you know, I'm not sure. I'm kind of reaching here, and maybe I'm way wrong. We could do a little research and probably know. It's almost as if they're like the connection between the spiritual world and the flesh world. These characters, and so they have their hands involved in life and death and what's going on.
Kind of like behind the scene angels type thing.
Yeah. That's kind of the vibe I get for sure.
Yeah. The art style's pretty neat looking. It's not. It's got some shell shading to it, but kind of more of like a comic book kind of feel. It's kind of like, which we'll talk about this game here in a little bit. Ori and the Wild Forest. It's kind of like that game. That style. Yeah,
except for it seems like they did a little bit better job than some of these anime looking kind of games have done with bringing that, because that's very 2D style art, right? But they really did a good job bringing the depth in that game. Like it still felt 3D. The trailer felt 3D. I don't know what the game will feel like so much, but definitely unique.
Now the next one that they did on the list was interesting. They did a game which was called Tell Me Why, and this is more of a story-driven game, and it was very. I didn't really know what to think of it. I don't know. I'll pull up the video here for you to check out, but it's kind of like you're going into the memories of this brother and sister.
I just got hit with a flood of memories.
Yeah, we talked about this game.
You seen what I'm seeing?
This game is.
Allison?
It's like another episode in this company who's made it, I think this is their second or third iteration of these story style games. This is what they do. We had hit on this, and I can't remember what the one before this one is. I wish I could.
Yeah, it shows kind of shows the trailer, some flashbacks for this brother and his sister. Looks like the mom tries to kill him. But we don't know why.
It leaves it open-ended in the sense of they think they knew what happened in the past. They're figuring out what happens now. There also seems like maybe they can't be sure they can trust their visions, right? Like,
or something supernatural affected the mom, or something.
Right.
It's got like a weird mystery, supernatural feel to it, which makes sense for these kind of games.
What was the name of this one again, Clint?
This is
visions
this one was called. Let me see here. It was. Shoot, I just said the name. Tell me why. What's the name of it? I mean,
we thought we knew about Mary
graphics look good. Just going to kind of depend on what they do with it. But
she attacked you.
Yeah, so they're definitely taking the.
I thought coming here would be closing
like we said, the.
lives.
Oh, what's his name? Can't think of the game. My mind's going blank tonight. Just had it in my head. Alan Wake. Got Alan Wake or
we don't really have a choice about that.
The other one with the killer. What was it? Jeez, I cannot think tonight. Just recently it came out within the last 6 years or something like that.
And you play and it's kind of story driven like that?
Yeah, you go and do these character stories, and there's a killer on the loose trying to hunt you down. You try to survive, and then as the story goes, there's like multiple endings and stuff like that. I don't know, chat. Let me know if you can think of the game I'm thinking of in my head.
I'm the co-founder.
They're the same ones that
Today we're very excited to tell you that we're
came out that VR game, the roller coaster VR game, where you're shooting the clowns and stuff.
Specifically for Xbox Series X.
Okay, we're going to bring this down a little bit. This game right here is super artistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be an up-res version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Right, now this is a game you guys have already seen and stuff like that. Basically, they're ramping it up for the Xbox X series, so it can really capture the deep 4K and HDR with I think they said this is going to run at 120 frames per second.
Yep. A max of 120.
And they said not just the visuals, but the audio is going to be much more interactive than it used to be. There was a lot of elements that they said the old system couldn't handle live audio reaction the way this will be able to. That's something I haven't even thought about. Sure, you can pack in whatever audio you want in a game in the pre-recordings, right? We always think about graphics when we're thinking about games and new consoles. But the increase in power and stability and speed in these newer systems, just like on your computer, it's actually going to give more live time adjustment for audio. So like if you were walking in the grass, the crinkles, right? Or if you were throwing something and an explosion happened and the pieces were landing around you. Used to, you may hear an explosion. Nowadays, you hear an explosion and then you hear little pieces landing at your feet, right? Those are things you don't really notice. And they're saying in this game right here, just between the last console and now, there's capabilities to really push the sound to a new level from where it was to now. And so that's that's a big part of gaming, the sound. We use headsets now with surround sound, and I haven't really given much thought to that, but it is a big difference. Like even when we play games like Warzone or even DayZ, right? The sound of people walking and what you can tell whether they're up above you or down below you or to the right or to the left.
That's super important now. It's
it's
game breaking.
Like it didn't even exist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If it's not working properly, it breaks the game.
Yeah,
So it's very very important element that a lot of times we overlook. The next game that they announced is an expansion to an already existing game. We'll go ahead and play this, guys. I'm going to turn the audio up so you can hear it. Want you to get a little bit of the video audio that we're watching here too, guys, on the podcast.
From
From the furthest reaches of the universe.
Now this is the
biggest mystery in the galaxy.
this is the trailer for Outer Worlds. It's their new expansion that's hitting, or it's a DLC called The Peril of Gorgon.
This is a game all about our worlds. We haven't played as the Delirious Dads, but it's one every time we see it, we want to. And this preview right here it's not any different. I watch this and it makes me really want to get into the game.
It's, you know, space meets Fallout. Every time I look at it, that's what I see. Space has met Fallout.
Now the other thing is, if you know, you might have people out there going, "Come on, you like that game? You're not saying anything about the graphics." The graphics in this game look like they've come a long ways from the old one for this game. That's why I was saying my comparison that I was giving earlier was for Halo. I wasn't comparing Halo to a realistic looking game. I was saying for Halo, I feel like it didn't advance as much as I thought it should. This game, the textures and the graphics and the depth in this add-on look really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this game, compared to other previews I've seen for it.
I think, like you said, the graphics are also balanced. You're not looking at it going, well, that part looks really good, and this part looks kind of weird.
Right. And so I think they did a good job of that. I think they also did a good job of, what do you call it? Of increasing their graphics, but to a point that we know it's just an expansion of a game that already exists. So they're not just going to just blow you away and make the graphics incredible to where, you know, Infinity, it's not Infinity, is it?
No.
Halo Infinity. Halo
Infinity. Yeah, Infinite.
I knew Infinity didn't sound right. Halo Infinite is, it looks like this is supposed to be the showstopper, right? There's a reason they put it at the beginning of the show. And I mean, even for Halo, it's the showstopper. They've announced they're not making a next one. There's not going to be a Halo Infinite 2. There's not going to be another iteration of the old ones. This is, for at least for now, for the foreseeable future, this is the game they're going to continue to add to, launch, build on, all those things. And so in my head, that requires more delivery than something like this. So absolutely. I do recognize that a game like this, the graphics don't look phenomenal either. They look good, no problems with them, but they don't look super phenomenal. But I don't think they had to deliver something super phenomenal, so they didn't, you know.
Definitely not, yeah. Now, this next game that we're going to talk about, guys, this one captured my heart. I was really shocked when I saw the art style of it. I was just like, oh, okay, it's another independent game. Until they broke out into to what the trailer did. So let's check it out. This game is called Grounded, guys. And like I said, this one, for whatever reason, it just stole my heart.
Me too. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah.
It looks like a little kid game, but I'm pumped about it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Looks awesome.
If you're waiting for the biggest game of the year,
And it shows Cyberpunk.
then wait for Cyberpunk. But if you're ready for the smallest, we've got you covered.
So you guys in the audio, you can't see it, but this is a game of kids that it's taking the idea from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's what I was going to say. Get real. This is exactly Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, except for you're stuck there having to survive.
Right.
It's not one day out in the grass.
Yeah, so you're these different kids. It looks like it's going to be a multiplayer survival game, and you have to survive, I think, up to a year. In the trailer, he says survive for a year, so from what I'm guessing, it looks like you're literally going to be fighting through seasons, you know, and, you know, fighting the weather, fighting the bugs.
Yeah, giant ants, giant spiders.
Yep.
When the rain comes, it's going to be like a freaking monsoon when it sprinkles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So this looked really cool. Very simple concept, but very, very creative, very unique. So I'm pretty
and this
pumped
was from the
about
same guys who made Outer World.
At Obsidian,
Obsidian Games? Are you sure?
He's talking about it right now.
I thought it was a branch of that, maybe. I didn't know it was the exact same.
It's the first of 2 planned story expansion packs for the
But yeah, so the game itself looks really cool. I guess you are right. Yeah, because he's talking about Outer Worlds right now in the video.
Yep.
So that one was announced. So if you got kiddos, guys, for all you dads out there, we definitely suggest looking up that one, because I think your kids are going to have a really good time testing that game out. So we'll see. We'll see what else they offer. I did like how they had the toads, battle toads in there, the little battle toad, kind of sunk into the dirt.
Actually, I think he just said you're going to be able to play that game on July 28th, right before you turned him down. He was talking about they're going to continue building on that game while we play. So that might be something we have to look into and see if that's correct.
Why don't you look that up on your end and see?
I will.
Right as I turn that down. Jeez.
What was the name of that? Grounded, right?
Yeah, Grounded is the name of the game. So the next one they show is a world premiere in the showcase. This one is kind of more up my alley, probably. It's a fantasy game called Avowed is the name of it. Avowed, and this is also by Obsidian Entertainment. So the same ones that did Grounded are doing this one. It's going to be a first-person RPG, and it's set in. I'm going to say this name and kill it. Eoria, I think is how it's pronounced, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, so it's going to be a fantasy game, and it's going to be the setting for. Oh, it's been the setting for Pillars of Eternity games. So I guess this is like a continuation of that series, maybe. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks kind of Elder Scrolls-ish to me. There wasn't anything in this trailer though for me that gave me goosebumps or pumped me up.
Yeah, they didn't show you much. It's a very short trailer.
Yeah, it's kind of what everything I seen in it to me was like, well, I've already seen this. So there wasn't anything in it to me that was like, ooh,
groundbreaking.
You know?
Yeah, Grounded did come out on July 28th, which is yesterday if you're listening live, and a few days ago if you're not. It's for PC and Xbox One right now. It's early access, so they're still working on it. Is it free? That's what I was just looking for. I didn't see what it was priced at.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so I just wasn't that impressed with Avowed. I hate to say it. If you're an RPG fan, you may be pumped, but to me, it just kind of looked like another game to me.
I think we're just gonna have to see more. There's just not enough meat there to chew on.
Yeah, I mean, it was primarily a cinematic, and like I said, everything I seen in it, which I know fantasies are pretty tropey in the sense of they all are similar, but I feel like each version of fantasy games, like WoW versus Elder Scrolls versus, I don't know, hit me with another one, Ryan.
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's Elder Scrolls. I don't know, like EverQuest, all these different fantasy games. Warhammer is another one. They all bring the fantasy tropes, but it's a style. And this, just to me, when I seen it, I was like, oh, this is Skyrim mixed with a little bit of Warcrafty, Runeblade, magic type stuff. Right. So anyway, it just didn't scream to me, but maybe that's because I haven't played Pillars of Eternity, so maybe that's why.
Right. Grounded is $29.
Okay, $30 for early access.
Yep.
I still kind of want to go buy it. Just going to be honest with you. Well, A Dusk Falls was also announced, and this is from Interior Night. And this is a studio headed by former lead game designer Quantic Dream. As Dusk Falls is an interactive drama spanning multiple generations set in the American Southwest. It focuses on how mistakes of one generation pass on to the next and how two families trapped in a hostage situation grow over the subsequent decades.
It almost looked more like a show than it did a game. Like,
yeah, I did
very
like the
interesting art, and
I did
the way
like
they did it, for sure.
Yeah, I did like the art style of it though. Like I like that that style of it. So if you guys go back and watch it on the actual video, it's kind of a poster style, like a cartoon poster style.
Cel shaded kind of style, but with real looking people, not cartoon characters.
Right. Yeah, kind of painting. I guess it'd be more of a painting look. Yeah. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, guys, you can search it up and check it out. Also, Blizzard has done a lot of stuff with their World of Warcraft stuff. Before their expansions, they got into the storyboard style like this, where it was all painted characters and would tell a story with it. So it's very interesting that they're going to put it together in a game. So I'm just real curious as to how this is gonna work as a game style.
Right.
But very intriguing nonetheless.
Yeah, well, in the preview, you don't get any kind of gameplay. It almost looks like a little story frame by frame type of a thing in a way. But you can't tell if that's just the cinematics or is that any kind of gameplay. They definitely leave you wondering on that one.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what direction they're heading with that. Now, they also did a reveal of Hellblade 2, which will be set in Iceland. That one looked pretty cool. I've not played the Hellblade series though, so
neither have I. It did look good though. It intrigued me. Made me want to check out the Hellblade 1.
Let's see. Yeah. There's the chick. I've seen pictures of this chick on all the next generation stuff. This one's pretty much same though. It's just a cinematic, guys. You can check it out. Really high res looking. So if you're a fan of Hellblade, just know that it's coming to the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, and like we said, that's one of those that just shows cinematic, animated preview, not any gameplay. So not a whole lot we can say on that one.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Exactly. The rest of the show was pretty good. They did do a little reveal of Jack Black's going to be in this upcoming game, the next one that they announced. He's doing some voice work. I think he's doing some of the singing for this game. And yeah, so the name of this game is Psychonauts 2. So if you played Psychonauts 1, then you're in for a treat.
Oh, it looks good. This game looks good.
Yeah.
Music is good. You know, it's definitely intriguing.
Oh yeah, if you're into this kind of thing, this kind of art style and getting crazy, me and Ryan were joking before we got started that this looks kind of like I would say Little Big Planet meets LSD or DMT, you know. So as you can tell, that's Jack Black doing his thing, singing. But it's I like it. I think I could get into it.
Yeah, it's definitely psychedelic, to say the least. But it looks fun.
It does. Could you imagine playing this in VR?
That'd be fun. Sure.
Be tripped out big time. So yeah, that's a cute one. I was a fan.
You just said that's a cute one, bro.
Yeah, it's a cute one. It's cute. It's a cute.
I'm just going to echo. I didn't hear you say that.
Okay, well, I got 2 girls, bro. You know how that goes. Used to the old 4-year-old, you know? She just turned 4.
I've got 2 girls, and I don't know what you mean.
And that's because you're not the sweet daddy, you know? You're the hey, you need to toughen up, girl.
No, I'm just not going to refer to this super sweet-looking, artistic Jack Black singing game as cute. That's not what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
You tell me some My Little Pony game, and I'll call it cute.
Well, I'm going to stick to my guns here and just say I did what I did, you know? No give backs.
No takesies, backsies.
Yeah, we still know who's better in Warzone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Anybody other than us.
I see what you did there. You tried to avoid attention to us. I see there.
Yeah, I just bundled you in with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So they did announce also Destiny 2 is getting some DLC love. I'm really surprised. Like, this game has just, you know, I kind of thought it would fall off the map. I played it a lot with my brother-in-law. And
Destiny 2 is getting a complete redo for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, that is correct.
They're revamping all the graphics. And they're making it playable through the Xbox Game Pass, powered by the cloud on your mobile.
It's crazy. Bungie's doing some good things. We don't really pay attention to as much as what Bungie's doing, but they've recovered well. You know, they were like, "Hey, Activision Blizzard, you can suck it. We're leaving. You did us dirty. We're gonna go do our own thing." And here they are, making waves.
Yeah,
you know. So, but yeah, the graphics look good on it. I really don't know what else we can say about it other than it's Destiny 2. So
right, yeah, it's just a revamped Destiny 2. It's gonna be a little smoother. It's gonna be higher graphics. They're gonna adjust the sound and some of the items that make it a little more immersive. Kind of the same thing a lot of these games are doing with their upgrades. If you hadn't played Destiny 2, maybe a good time to get into it with the new system. But there's going to be so many other good games that are coming out that are completely new and optimized and made for the system that I'll probably be looking at those before I go back to a game that's been here for a while, on my personal opinion.
Now this is an expansion too, though, right? This is DLC, pretty sure.
I'm not positive.
I'm pretty sure because you couldn't do all this stuff. They're saying in case, shows them freezing people. You couldn't do that in the old one.
I don't know. I never played it.
Not to my not to what I'm aware of.
Okay.
So I think you're right. I think it's going to be an up-res, like a total engine up-res, and then an expansion. That's just what I'm going to say. And people can laugh at me and tell me I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure. It says go beyond the light, wield the darkness. They're telling you right here.
I think when she talked in the beginning, I can't remember her mentioning
Destiny 2 Beyond Light. So yeah, I think it's going to be an overhaul like you're saying, but it's also going to be an expansion. I don't know. It looks really cool though.
It does.
But there still wasn't anything in that trailer, guys, that was groundbreaking for us.
Now, there's one game I want to make sure we hit on before it's over that I don't think is in this preview that we're watching. And you might go ahead and grab the video for when the time comes. It's called Warhammer 40 Dark Side.
Okay.
Or Warhammer 40,000 Dark Side. Dark Tide.
I think it's in there.
Okay.
Well, it's at least on the list. We'll see. Some of this they just kind of ran through. Now this next one's going to be a world premiere. So when I say world premiere, I'm considering that exclusive.
No, it just means nobody's seen it yet.
Oh, shut your mouth. I'm saying it's exclusive. No, you're probably right. It probably is just world premiere.
Actually, I think all of these are not all of these games exclusive. I think they all are.
I don't think so. No, because Destiny 2 is on the old PlayStation.
No, the new games that they're announcing. All the new games that
they're anything that's
bringing out, I think they're exclusive.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that. I think you would be correcte mundo. Yeah, so this next one we're talking about here is Stalker. Stalker. Can you say Stalker, Ryan?
Stalker.
It's actually Stalker 2. So after being a PC-only series for so long, the Stalker series is finally coming to console with its long-awaited sequel, Stalker 2. The post-apocalyptic shooter may look a little like the Metro games with its Russian horror tone, but it has its own immersive style spin on the world of post-disaster Chernobyl. It looks sweet, though. What can I say? Just nasty. Shows a nasty alien dude in a tube. Some sweet, forest background. Got that DayZ vibe,
Yep. We don't get a bunch of gameplay in this preview either, though. It's another one of those where you're getting mainly
you don't know
cinematic.
Yeah, we don't know what the result of it's going to be.
Which is okay. In the modern day, a lot of the games aren't just crazy, huge, horrible difference between the two. They're doing a lot of them more closely connected.
Now, this next one is a console launch exclusive. And I believe this is going to be, this should be the Warhammer video you're talking about.
Well, and just don't forget, guys, when Ryan says exclusive, I'm talking about, like Xbox, which goes with Microsoft now too, right?
Yeah,
so most of these are going to be PC too. I just mean non-PlayStation.
Yeah, because that's really the thing. If you have a PC, sign up for a Microsoft account and make you a freaking Xbox Live account. Because whether you're paying for that or not doesn't matter. You're going to get these games if you're paying for that Xbox Game Pass. And
now, this Warhammer preview here looks good, man. I mean, the graphics look good. They show some gameplay scenes. The way the light only lights up where you're looking makes me think of a good, the good kind of horror games that I really they suck me in because they're so scary.
Yeah, you'll notice in the video this guy is going around with a gun and then he turns around, boom, just hordes of nasty looking creatures. Can't tell if they're zombies necessarily, but they're definitely some kind of weird human creature thing. Yeah,
they're called the afflicted.
Okay. Now, is this associated with the Warhammer MMO, or is this its own separate Warhammer game?
It says, I think it says that it's set in the Warhammer world, in the Warhammer universe. I don't really understand that. We've talked about the Warhammer MMO before.
So
And
it's
when I
all
saw this,
fantasy.
I'm thinking, this doesn't really look anything like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it does say it's within that universe. So I think maybe the Imperial Guards are part of the Warhammer universe, something like that. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like you. I don't know enough about it either, but it looks really good. There's no dwarf in sight, if you're wondering, guys. No
Right.
dwarfs, no crazy looking MMO stuff going on. It really looks like a sci-fi shooter.
Yeah, it looks like more like a normal. I mean, it looks like it could be like, what do you call it? What is it called? World War Z, except for your agents. You know, and it's darker, but it's definitely got a nice dark, eerie feel to it. And I don't think it's just the preview. By the way, they showed you aiming down your sight with your flashlight, only lighting up areas you're looking at. I think that's how that game's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
If they really push that preview that hard to look that way and it doesn't play that way, I won't even try it because I hate when people do that.
Yeah, when it's all cinematic but no gameplay, no good gameplay. Yeah, you can suck it. I'll leave. Especially nowadays, I got a family. I don't got the money for that.
Well, even more when it's a different style gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Like if all the cinematics make it feel like it's a first-person shooter, then it's a top-down. Or if the cinematics make it seem dark and scary, but then it's just an arcade zombie killer. No, don't give me that.
This next one's kind of weak in my opinion, but whatever. We'll talk about it. They did a big reveal of this next one. It's a classic. So I mean, if you like Tetris, that's what they show you here. It's Tetris Effect Connected revealed. Tetris Effect is coming to Xbox with Tetris Effect Connected, an enhanced version with new co-op and competitive multiplayer modes, playable both online and locally. This game is going to release holiday 2020, and the concept is about like you would think. They do kind of show an example, I think, of gameplay in this trailer, but it's not really. It didn't really tell you that it's gameplay, so I don't know if they just designed it that way. Nothing real exciting about it though. If you like Tetris, your friends like Tetris, then it's good.
It's specifically made to be able to play online together, which is a new concept for Tetris, but it's such an old concept that it's almost like a feeling like, well, they should have just did that a long time ago, right? I mean, all these. Yeah. So it's not that exciting that that's coming out right now. Not to me.
Yeah, and I thought they had done that on mobile. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, I knew there was this thing of competitive Tetris that was starting to come out with teaming up. Like I've heard there's maybe we talked about it on the show. I don't remember, but Tetris Battle Royale or something like that.
Well, I did remember
like
something like that.
Yeah, like everybody plays, and it's you play it kind of like you would Battle Royale, except I think instead of a ring coming in, it's the speeds pick up. And it's who can survive the longest type thing.
And so everybody's got the same pieces in the same game, maybe playing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yep. So that's where we're at on that. Yeah. So Tetris Unleashed. Check it out, guys. Unleashed. I'm saying it wrong. Tetris Effect Connected. There you go. All right. So they also announced from SteamWorld creators, Image and Form, have a new 3D action adventure, and there's not a steam-powered robot in sight. This game is called The Gunk. It sees you explore and solve puzzles on a forgotten planet covered in toxic sludge, using a Hoover-like gauntlet. And what can we say? It looks kind of cool. Doesn't look cute. Okay? I'm not going to offend Ryan anymore with the cute word. We're just going to say it looks huggable. How's that for you? Huggable.
Nice.
Nice. Candy and rainbows mixed with nightmares and aliens. Kind of the vibe I get. Kind of
candy, rainbows, nightmares, and aliens.
Did you get all that?
I did. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So again, that's just another one that's kind of meh. I wasn't too pumped about it. And I'll show you a preview here, Ryan, because I realize I'm not showing you, so you can't see it. There you go. you know, just kind of a cutesy, hey, I'm cute, hey. And then all of a sudden, oh, here comes the disease to eat your face, you know?
Yeah. I hear you.
I don't know. I guess
It's one
it's
of those.
okay.
A lot of these previews, there's just not enough for us to know, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm all good on these reveal events.
Well, hey, hold that thought because I want to talk about it after. Because I had this,
Okay.
I think I have a similar point,
Okay.
but I wasn't ready to get to that yet. Yeah.
All right.
But I know where you're going with it, and I think I agree 110% on that. So the next one we've talked about, Ryan actually went over this last week, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on it, just because we already talked about it. But this is the reveal of the Medium. The Medium is the next project from horror expert Bloober team. And this is a psychic medium. You'll investigate a dark mystery and uncover some disturbing secrets set across 2 realities. There will be puzzles alongside encounters with sinister spirits.
Yeah,
And,
this is the one where you can switch between the real world and the spirit world. See the 2 different
2 different dimensions.
Yeah, like what's happening on this side, what's happening on that side. She can kind of see between them and get evidence and information from both sides.
It looks solid. I mean, this is another one of those. We just have to get into this one and see what the story actually offers, because it's going to be heavily story driven.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I like seeing games kind of go a different route, and as you see here in the trailer, it switches realities real quick, and you can kind of see how the game flows. And last week's podcast, we showed kind of an example of the gameplay.
Yep.
Of how the screen actually separates, which I love. I think.
Yeah, the way you can see both at the same time. That's new concept.
Yeah, and you'll see in the trailer they give examples of that as well, of what she's doing, and of course in the game you'll have to bounce back and forth from realities to get past puzzles and mysteries and stuff like that that's been set up for you. And then they came out. They did a Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis that was announced. Kind of another sci-fi type game. Let's see if I can switch over to that here and let everybody see. Yeah, here we go. So it was a world premiere as well. Just getting pumped over these world premieres, bro. And this is a Sega game actually. But it looks legit. Kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy graphics.
Yeah, it kind of made me think of like if you were to take Final Fantasy and Pokemon and mix them into like a 3D world. That's what you get right here.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I like it.
Yep. It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
And this one offers more gameplay to it. Kind of has a samurai feel to it. Like the chick has a huge, big sword.
Like a futuristic samurai, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got some abilities to jet around, fly, things like that.
Fighting a big, giant, robotic-looking bird creature, dude. Yeah. I almost thought he was a dragon when he first landed. But this looks like it's multiplayer too.
You mean multiplayer or co-op?
Co-op.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it looked like it might be co-op.
Yeah, this one's coming in 2021, and it's the next entry in the online action RPG Phantasy Star Online's 2 long-running universe, New Genesis. And it's going to feature a new world and new entries.
Dark Side game too, or Dark Tide. I keep saying Dark Side. The Dark Tide game from Warhammer, or set in the Warhammer universe. That one is also a 2021 game. That's not a game that's coming out here real soon.
Okay. So we still had some time to wait on it then. Okay. That's acceptable. I can accept that. And we're almost to the end of the event right here, guys. We also had the announcement of a game called Crossfire X, and this one, I think, is a bigger game that they're betting on. Kind of an interesting look to it, as you can see right here. It's an example of it. I mean, it looks. At first, I thought, is this going to be like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield game? That's what I initially thought. because they don't really tell you. But it's kind of got almost like a cyborg feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
The armor and things. So this is Smilegate Entertainment's previously PC only series that's coming to Xbox in 2020 as Crossfire X. And the game showcase offered a cinematic trailer for the campaign, which is developed by Control and Alan Wake Studios Remedy.
Nice.
Yep. But again, really not much there. It's a trailer. Have at it, as you will, kind of thing. So there wasn't much offered there.
We're not trying to sound down on this. We go, there's really not much there. It's because literally there's not much there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of these previews. That's what's going on.
I mean, they're showing a little bit of possible gameplay here. On some of these, you can tell it switches, but just nothing there that it's like, whoa,
Right.
I don't know. And then the next one's their biggest announcement that they did for the night. And this is I mentioned it earlier, Fable.
Mm-hmm.
They announced Fable.
The question is it a Fable?
Right. I don't know. This one was kind of the same, but we'll go ahead and throw it up here so you guys can check it out. Graphics looked really good. I was like, sweet, we're going to get into some Fable. What are they giving to us? Is Peter Molyneux on there, giving false hope? What's he doing? Didn't see Peter, so that's a plus. Peter wasn't there. So I'm happy about that. But it's literally just this guy.
Treacherous villains. Of fantastical creatures and wondrous places where nature and magic live in perfect harmony.
Here's where the good stuff's about to happen, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Not all stories have happy endings.
Just so you guys know, the frog just ate this beautiful fairy that was enjoying this beautiful fantasy world.
Yep, you were enjoying it all, guys. And then they just
Fable
took over.
We've hit on Fable before, guys. I don't even know. There's this part of me that says, is it the right thing to do after doing so bad on the last one to stick with it and make another Fable?
Yeah,
they're really going to have to hit it out of the park, to dump the money and time all these years later to do another Fable. And I know we're not the only people that feel like, the last one over promised and under delivered compared to the first one. And so it's like, dang, you're going to do all this time, you're going to come out with Fable again. It's like my hopes, instead of being down, they're up, because I'm saying, I don't think they're going to do that and just bomb again. I think they're going to let no holds bar. They're going to throw it all out there. I loved Fable. I thought, oh wow, Xbox has a Zelda. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a whole universe that's going to continue for years and years, and it's going to be this in-depth, super sweet, beautiful game. And then, you know what I mean? Just a big steaming Cleveland.
Well, you can look that up, guys, if you want. We're not going to explain what that is. But Fable, the other thing too, the title was just Fable, which then my mind immediately thinks, are they redoing the original game, which was the one that really put it on the map?
It could be, just with awesome graphics. I think that would be a dumb move too. I think that would be a bad move.
If they didn't overhaul the entire thing though,
right?
Like not just a remaster. It would be like a
all new
reintroduction to Fable.
Right. If they did that, it would be okay. I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's kind of how I feel. I'm like,
yeah.
There still wasn't anything in this trailer, guys, that really tells me much different than I already felt. So that was the gist of the event. That's what they had. Now, I don't want to sound and I don't know, through the video or through the podcast, we may sound kind of, and they showed this and they showed that. Like Ryan said earlier, it's not that the games that were announced were bad per se. It's more so for me, and I'm pretty sure for you, like you're going to earlier, I feel like PlayStation 4 had more games that were hashed out a little bit. Like we had more gameplay.
Yeah, well, what they did here is they did an Xbox game teaser event. No, This is supposed to be a reveal, right? I'm not talking about just a little teaser to go, hey, look, this game exists. Because in a way, that's how they did a lot of these previews. It's more like, this game is this is its art style. That's it.
Bada
What's the
boom,
game
bada
about?
bing.
How's it played? How's this work? What's it like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of them, they gave you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them, they didn't. They were
Mhm.
kind of, in my opinion, they skimped. They skimped on the info. You know what I mean?
It made me feel like they kind of didn't have things in development as they wanted. So
I don't know.
PlayStation might be ahead of them on that.
We're so close to Xbox coming out that doesn't make any sense to me. It should be ready to roll.
We should have some good gameplay.
Yeah.
But I will say with Halo, it's a strong entry.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm trying to think with PlayStation what they actually said that was like, ooh, other than maybe Resident Evil 8 Village. But
Right.
see, to me, that's a horror genre game. So it's a good one to have, but I don't feel like that's your leading man, so to speak. Whereas Halo's a good like it's going to reach more of the audience.
I think Fable's the same way, right? It's just everybody's kind of doubt whether or not Fable's going to deliver, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Fable, if it were to be done right, that's a huge one for their label. You know,
Oh,
to
yeah.
bring Fable back to
Yeah.
keep people with Xbox.
Yeah, I think you're right on. Overall, it was a pretty good event. It was shorter, if I'm not mistaken. It felt shorter. They only did
Obviously, what
an
we
hour.
just did shorter. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the other one we couldn't do a watch along because it was just so long. We would have been there. Would have been a
No, I think it was
2.5
almost 3
hour
hours
podcast.
of revealing. But they also went into depth on their console and, you know, what was going on with it and the new stuff on their controllers and how everything works. It was a lot more info given. Unless
Yeah.
I'm missing something. I mean, I know that was the game's showcase, but that's what this whole event was, the game showcase.
Mm-hmm.
To where
I don't-
PlayStation kind of did like a PlayStation reveal. It
Yeah,
wasn't
here it
just
is.
like games. It was like, this is what it's going to be. This is what you're getting. This is what's
Mhm.
coming. And I like that they did that a lot.
It's really
I
weird.
feel like the
It's
Xbox
tr-
kind of fell flat a little bit on that.
It's
Which
really
sucks,
weird.
'cause I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah, it's really weird to me, and maybe I've missed something along the way, guys, with the Xbox, the actual console reveal. Was there a video that they put out on this?
Like an actual reveal of all of its parts and components and stats and all that kind of
Right,
stuff.
like a nice
Maybe there is,
overview.
but I haven't come across it either.
I was going to
Maybe
say, in all the news that we look up each week, I've not came across anything that
right.
showed it. There was always rumors or here's what was said, but
Mm-hmm.
really not a good, like, PlayStation showed you how the controller was working. It showed you this
Right.
accessory, and
Right.
it just seems like Xbox was like, they just didn't have that put together. I'm not saying that the product's not good.
Yeah, maybe they just haven't yet, but it seems like even when I looked up the components, like exactly what chipsets and hardware they gotta have inside, I don't remember it being like locked in, like it's specific. It's more like speculation and leaks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they did show the official graphic in this and kind of showed the hardware being separated out, but nothing in depth.
Right.
On that. So I don't know. I mean, 3 months to go. They got 3 months. It's November in 3 months. So, I mean, and that's like the prime time. Get it out there, advertise it, get it sold for Christmas. So we'll kind of see what happens. But I'm gonna say Xbox. The things that I got from this, Xbox has some good games lined up. To me, there just wasn't enough gameplay yet for me to make decisions on. Oh yeah, I want that. I want to play that game. The biggest ace in their hat that they have, or the feather in their cap, whatever you want to say, is that you have the Xbox Game Pass. Being able to play all this stuff on PC is huge. It's huge because now it makes me say, okay, I may not get an Xbox Series X, but I want to invest in Microsoft because they're investing in me as
Right.
a PC player.
Now, do we know that all these new games are going PC, or do we?
The ones announced are coming out on the Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So they come with the Game Pass, which is connected to the PC, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but not all the games on Game Pass are on the PC side.
Okay.
Okay, so when I first looked up the Xbox specs, there is a list of specs that popped up right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's on the Xbox page, there's a video advertising it, but that video is not giving you any details. That's right on, when they're trying to get you all amped up on it on their webpage.
Mm-hmm.
It says play video. It says fastest, most powerful. Play video. When I read that, I'm not trying to bash Xbox, but it made me think of Little Caesars extra most bestest pepperoni or whatever you know what I'm talking
about. Yeah.
The one they use. I think that's how it's worded. Extra most bestest. Fastest, most powerful. Just kind of a weird marketing.
Yeah, it looks like almost everything looks like, other than the ones that aren't detailed releases, it looks like they're PC. So like Halo Infinite is definitely a PC, Windows 10. Mm-hmm. This game here, Forza Motorsport, it's going to be on PC as well. Same thing with Everwild. Doesn't say anything about Tell Me Why. Let's see here. Looks like it doesn't really specify for the Outer Worlds, but I'm pretty sure that could be or will be, so to speak. It already is. So now let's see here on Grounded. Not sure. I don't know if you've seen in your research if that was.
It's on PC.
Okay. So it looks like a lot of them are on PC. I can't tell you every one of them that will be because some of them here in the article doesn't specify. But everything in this event that we mentioned, guys, will be on that Xbox Game Pass. But as Ryan said, with the Xbox Game Pass, I guess it doesn't all translate like I thought.
Okay, so maybe we just missed this, Clint. This article here on laptopmag.com, they said that Xbox X Series released their specs in a blog back in March.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I meant they didn't release it in a video. I knew they actually released the information. Yeah.
Right.
I just feel like you're missing something when you don't do the video, to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, with the younger generation. Teenagers that want to, I don't know. I don't know how many teenagers are all over the blogs.
No, they'd much rather watch an interactive
quick
video
or something
of the build. Yeah. Something. Yep.
So, yeah, but that was the event, guys. Overall, what was your opinion, Ryan? As far as your thoughts overall of the event?
Plenty of games that intrigued me. I would say games that made me go, "Oh, that sounds pretty good." Probably equal to the PlayStation event. Other than in the PlayStation event, I got to get my teeth sunk into them more. So it's not just, some of those weren't just like, that sounds good. It was more like, that actually tastes kind of good. You know what I mean? Because I got to actually see some of how that game's going to work. To where a lot of these were just, like I said, teasers. So enough big ones that it matters. I think it was a decent event. And enough new ones that were intriguing that made it a decent event. So overall, I do think PlayStation did a better job on the event itself and on giving you a little bit more to chew on.
Yeah, presentation-wise. Yep. But then, like we said, you kind of even the scales whenever you can get some of these things on PC.
Yep.
And you're not forced to right away have to go buy a Xbox Series X right out of the gate.
Right. So. And now you got exclusives over there for PlayStation, but they're exclusively PlayStation. You're not gonna get them on PC. So that is a big difference.
Yep. But we enjoyed the event. We hope that you guys enjoyed this watch through. It's a little bit different. We just felt like we wanted to change it up a little bit. Usually we're going through the list and just talking about it. So we feel like, well, what if we try to talk about it and watch it at the same time? Maybe
which was a little interesting for me too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit not necessarily hard, but you almost forget exactly what you're doing because you're not just concentrating on talking to the listeners, because I'm also concentrating on watching that video to remind me some things that I thought were interesting. I know it was different. I have to go back and listen to this one
and see what we think of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for sure because it was just almost it's what it would be like if me and you sat down and we're checking it out right at your house on the couch. But I don't know how that translates to the podcast. So
yeah,
hopefully you guys liked it.
Yeah, let us know, guys. Definitely, like we said, communicate with us. Let us know on our social media channels, or you can email me. Let me know. definitely would love to hear your feedback on that. If you liked it, we can start trying to do some other watch-alongs that are separate from the podcast. We've definitely been talking about doing that, just watching, some cool gaming videos or, something like that in that realm, or maybe some reaction stuff to some gaming stuff. But anyway, we enjoyed doing the podcast tonight, guys. We're sorry that Hunter wasn't here, but he was catching some waves, out there in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be back next week.
I said Virginia earlier. It just hit me.
Did you?
Because my mind said Virginia Beach when I was looking at the beach. Yeah. Whatever.
And we do believe that he got hit with a storm. He did his best, but, he was on vacation. So it's not like we're sitting here mad at him or anything. We're just laughing because he tried.
I miss him.
We do. But yeah, so we hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to go over to our Patreon. Throw us a little Mulanio over our way if you'd like. We sure would appreciate the support. If not, all good. We'll still be here for you. I'm trying to think.
We're not going anywhere. No. Also, give us a review on iTunes. I think we've talked about that before. It goes a long ways. If you like us, you enjoyed the show, check out some of our other episodes, give us some listens, and give us a review on iTunes. Obviously, share Facebook page and group so we can connect with you. And we look forward to having you in the future. Listen up.
Yep. And also, if you like Podchaser, we're over on podchaser.com now. I got our site uploaded to that, and it's more of like a podcast social network site type thing. So you can actually message other listeners. You can message creators through there. You can rate and review, kind of like iTunes, and it's all linked in, same type of situation. So
nice.
We're now on the Podchaser. And that's about it. We don't have any big events coming up yet. We are going to be getting some guests lined up for the show. We took a little break here in July just because it was getting a little wild for us. With Hunter being busy like he was, Ryan had a lot going on. I've had a lot going on, so we try not to do guests when we know it's just slammed, because then we can't really stop and smell the roses and enjoy it. And if you want to check out some esports tournaments, go over to battlefy.com, search up Click Gaming. They're putting on some esports events here, usually doing it on the weekends, online tournament. You can win some cash. Usually some are paid to enter, some are free to enter. But either way, there is money to be had on that tournament site. So go check them out, guys. And with that said,
stay delirious,
stay dadding,
and stay gaming.
This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.